teams have come out onto the park ready for this one. As far as I know, we have got the Bradford Bulls team out and about on the park. So I'll quickly go through some of the names in that team. I believe today starting at fullback is Charlotte Booth.
Yeah.
Then in on the right wing is Savannah Andrade, yeah. And she's partnered in the centre by Jess Cortman.
Yep.
Amy Hardcastle makes up the other centre.
Yep.
And then Charlene Innigan makes up the left wing.
Yeah.
Into the standoff positions, you've got Claire Garner, and you've got Kirsty Maroney, who's the captain for today and playing at scrum half. The game's kicked off, so we'll jump straight into that. Quickly rattling through the team. Lauren Hickey, Lewis Purcell, Stacey Wilson, Amy Staveley and Shona Hoyle and Beth Sutcliffe make up the pack. The subs range from Danny Swain, Rihanna Marshall, Debbie Smith, Lisa Taylor, Stacey White, Cheryl Armitage and Jo Ollerinshaw.
Yeah, that's right. A great squad out there.
Good team, and the game's, as I say, it has got underway here at Heworth. No scorers yet. We see Featherstone in possession over on the heavily populated far stand side. You can probably hear in the background that the Bradford Bull supporters are here en masse with drummers galore.
It's incredible. The support is just insane, and thank you so much for getting out here today, because it makes such a difference when you're playing with support like that.
We see a loose pass then from Featherstone. They quickly regather in the centre of the park. Bradford Bulls women's team having to defend here in the opening stages of this one. Featherstone sit just over the 40-metre line in their own half. They will now bring the ball. They move the ball from left to right. That's a big tackle there from...
That's Amy Hardcastle there.
Amy Hardcastle, yeah, getting stuck in. Now the referee will award the first penalty of the afternoon. I thought that was a bit harsh there, Danica, because Amy come in, she put her body and heart in that tackle,
yeah.
And then for the referee to give her a penalty, it's kind of a little bit harsh, I think.
I think it was a little bit of a late drop on there from Shona Hoyle at the back, just defending the tackle, slow it down a little bit, which is what you need to do with this Featherstone side. They're great at playing the ball quick, so trying to just lock them up a little bit.
Well, there's no kick for the touches here. Each team decided prior to the game that they will take the 10 yards from any resultant penalty. As play gets underway then, Featherstone will then try now to go up the park. They currently sit just shy of the Bradford Bulls 20-metre line, deep into the Bradford half, centre field. And we see Featherstone running the ball from the right-hand side to the left-hand side. Another great tackle comes in there from Rona, was it?
Kirsty Maroney.
Kirsty Maroney, yeah. And again, Kirsty Maroney, early stages of this game, Danica, she's putting in some good work. We see Featherstone spill the ball, and the referee awards a knock-on. So great defence from your Bradford teammates.
Yeah, great defence there. You saw Kaylee Bullman there, the winger for Featherstone, run it in, brought it back into centre pitch, but luckily the forward stopped her there, and she's knocked the ball long, which is our benefit now, so we just to work our way to get back up the pitch.
So scrum down then. Bradford will get the put in. Kirsty Maroney puts the ball in, feeds the ball out now as Bradford come to this left-hand side away from the sticks and from the scrum. First tackle there met by two Featherstone tacklers. Bit of a innocuous tackle, but we see play get up. And I must just say, Danica, looking at the teams here and looking at there's some big Featherstone players on that park today.
Yeah, massive. They're renowned for their forwards. Make hard work up the middle. But as long as you can get the few yards and play it out to our backs, I've got no problem. We'll make get the space out and wide.
Well, Bradford then advancing up the park, quick hands, a high tackle there. The referee lets that one go, but that was certainly round the chops. And what's he giving now? Has he pulled it back for the high tackle?
Yeah,
yes, yeah, he did see it. I thought he was going to let play on there, but an odd decision.
Well, yeah, just a little bit late there. It was definitely round the neck, wasn't it? But just a little bit late there. I guess he was seeing if we were playing it out. But finally we got the penalty there, and hopefully we'll work off the back of this.
Right, so let's see what happens now. The referee's called a scrum. Featherstone have got the put in, and like I say, I'm a bit shocked there because he went for the high tackle, and then he's unless he's gone then for a further knock on after that. But like I say, Featherstone in possession. Then we're now on the just shy of the 20-metre line, centre park. What can Featherstone do here? They'll ask questions of this Bradford Bulls women's team. Playing in the in the historical white, red, amber and black kit today of Bradford. Featherstone in the change strip, the purple strip. And as we see, play over on the far stand side now. Featherstone will look to move the ball inside. Ball! And they're still targeting the wing over there. And Savannah and her teammates are having to tackle hard here. Bradford muscling up in defence. Hold the Featherstone player. Now the referee's blown his whistle. So held up over the line there. Or is he, he's making them go back 10 to, good defence there, over on the far stand side from Savannah on the top side. That was great defence to make them come back in.
Yeah, great. We've just got to be careful with Featherstone. They're great at offloading the ball after the tackle, so we really need to aim to lock that ball up and make sure they don't get it away like they did. We've got Kaylee out on the wing for Featherstone again, making that running back inside and luckily held up by Stacey Wilson there. So we got off lucky there, I think. If we can wrap it up and calm it down, we'll be all right.
Yeah, I think it's time for a bit of a settled play. It is a drop out to Featherstone, so Bradford Bulls will go for a drop out that finds the 30-metre line. Featherstone will return it. Amy Hardcastle in then first again with another good tackle, heavily supported there by two of her Bradford Bulls colleagues. Featherstone with the ball in hand, trying to find a gap in this resolute Bradford defence. Bradford muscle up again. And so far they've been stood and firm to the test. The score on the Providence scoreboard still reads Bradford Bulls 0, Featherstone Rovers 0. And play continues here. Fourth tackle then. Featherstone will move the ball towards centre park and the sticks. That will see the Featherstone scrum half take a little scurry. And again, Bradford still managing to keep this Featherstone attack at bay. And again, another good tackle there. Actually, Featherstone going backwards in the tackle and conceding ground there. So fifth and last tackle. What can happen from this one? Little kick across the park. That'll be a test.
Great take by Charlene there.
Yeah, Charlene manages to take that one then, and takes that cleanly, and manages to try and get a bit of a break away from there. There's Charlene Hennigan. So Bradford now with the ball in hand. The trumpeter strikes up the band over on the far stand side. This should spur the girls on. Yeah,
absolutely. It's just insane, the support here. It's just phenomenal. The girls need to keep their heads though. We're not used to it, when it is overwhelming. It's great but overwhelming. Let's just help them settle it down now and get out some good yards. Great play by Kirsty Maloney there.
Yeah, Kirsty Maloney then takes the ball, manages to get the Bradford team on the front foot. What can Bradford do here? They'll put it through quick hands. And they'll try now to get over the 40-metre line and make some inroads into this Featherstone team. Bradford still encamped in their own half, move the ball quickly. Bit of a loose pass, ends up finding Amy Hardcastle. Amy Hardcastle will go on the outside, pins her head back. What a fantastic run from Amy Hardcastle. Cuts back inside. Could this be all the way? Go Amy, go! Oh, what a fantastic play from Amy Hardcastle. And the referee has given a knock on. I thought that was going to be the first try of the afternoon, Danica. And that was fantastic. That was absolutely brilliant little sidestep. She stepped one way, cut back on the inside, spotted the gap, and away went Amy.
Yeah, you've got to give credit though to Kaylee Bowman and crossfield chase back there to cause the knock on the tackle there from quite a few metres out. But great move there, Amy, and great vision. She's got amazing vision. She can step people left, right, and centre. So just unfortunate there at the end.
Just unfortunate then that Bradford do knock on, as they were very, very close. She must have been at least 2 metres shy of the line there when she was eventually tackled. I thought she'd gone in, but play did continue. But the referee pulled it back and said, no, knock on, gives the advantage to Featherstone. Featherstone then will bring the ball back up this, what it can only be described as a very flat, very lush pitch here at Heworth. And again, great for rugby. The conditions are perfect. And it is certainly both teams seem to be testing one another in the opening stages, Danica.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is what you want from a final, isn't it?
It is. Featherstone break then, they break the line, and this will see Featherstone go marauding upfield. The scrum half of Featherstone going all of 30 metres there to get a team up and deep into the Bradford half. They will still tack a far stand side. What can Bradford do here? Having to muscle up in defence strongly on that far stand side again. Featherstone move the ball quickly through hands. This will see a little chip kick over on the fifth and last. That will go. Has it gone dead? Yeah, I think it's. I think the referee.
Has given it.
Oh well, that's a bit of misfortune then for for the Bradford Bulls women's team. What actually happened then, on the 5th and last tackle, Featherstone put up a little chip kick. The kick bounced in the in-goal area, and unfortunately, I don't think that it was managed to be knocked dead there by Charlotte Booth, and unfortunately then the Featherstone player...
Rotherham Chen managed to get her hands on it just at the end there, so great chase by her.
Yeah, she followed the kick, and unfortunately that now sees Featherstone lead 4 points to 0 on the Providence scoreboard. Don't forget, you are listening to the Big Match Live here on BCB 106.6 FM, the home of live sport in Bradford, brought to you in association with Providence, supporting Bull supporters home and away. Danica, if you're on the park now, what would be the words? What would be what would be needed?
Yeah, I think a massive thing for Bradford now is just need to settle ourselves, need to calm down. I think the event, the crowd, it's phenomenal, and we just need to play our game, get your head in the game, refocus, and just settle ourselves, make the good yards, and then just make sure we're wrapping that ball up for the Featherstone side, and so they're not getting the quick offload.
So we now wait for Featherstone to take the conversion as the team come back towards the Featherstone half that they will defend once they get the ball back. The clouds have opened a little bit, and the rain's starting to come down, so we're probably going to get a little bit wet. The kick goes over, that pushes the score to Bradford Bulls 0, Featherstone Rovers 6. We're here in the first half of the Women's Challenge Cup final, brought to you live from Heworth in York, and a bit of a setback there in the opening stages for Bradford, but up to that point certainly competing with Featherstone, and had Featherstone on the front foot.
Yeah, absolutely. It's what you want from a final, especially as a spectator. I mean, as a Bulls player, I'd like to see the score around the other way, but it's great for the crowd that come out, and it's great for the final and the level of the women's game at the minute. This could go either way, as we stand.
Great stuff then. Here we go. So kick-off then has now taken place. That will see Featherstone in possession. Featherstone managed to claw their way in their own half just over their 30-metre line on the first drive. They look to move the ball to the far stand side again. They certainly seem to be targeting the top side in the opening stages of this game, and I wonder if that's their game plan, looking at the way that they've been playing, although they now sit just shy of, just over the 40-metre line in their own half, not really making any decent yardage here. This should see them break over the halfway line, which it does. So Featherstone now on the fourth tackle, managing to get just over the halfway line. That looked like a bit of a knock-on, but the linesman's let it go. Featherstone split the defence again. This will see...
Sarah Dunn has actually made a break there for Featherstone.
Yeah, a great tackle there from the Bradford Bulls women's team. As you say, Sarah Dunn then broke for Featherstone, manages to stream away and split the line with some ease, Danica. If it hadn't been for, was it Savannah and...
I think that was Beth Sutcliffe and Charlotte Booth there that managed to stop Dunn in her tracks.
Yeah, so great defence there, over on the far stand side again. And again, that stopped an inevitable try. So we see the scrum down here now, and we just wait for the ball to go in. Bradford in possession. What can they do from this one? Another great run there from the back of the scrum. Sees Bradford up to their own 20-metre line. The rain is it's certainly stopped now, so we're not getting wet anymore, Danica.
No, not at all.
Although the referee now gives a penalty to Bradford for the Featherstone team being offside. That'll be a relieving penalty, so they will go the 10 metres and get ready to set. On plays like this then, Danica, when you've got a penalty like that, do you have like a set play so you know straight away which runners are going to go, which runners, who's going to be the first runner from the drive, etc.?
Yeah, absolutely. We want the forwards to take it in, settle it, get the yards for us, give the chance for the rest of the team to set up before we start putting on a few of our plays. So just want to get the metres then. We have done made a good 20 metres there, but 15 metres up the yard there with 2 forward runs, so that's worked out now, and luckily we should see it play out the backs now.
So play continues. That looks like another eye shot, and again the referee is not having none of it, and I don't know about the touch judge here as well, but obviously we can see it and he's not too far away from us. Bradford in possession then, just shy of the 30-metre line in the Featherstone half. Now the referee does give the penalty to Bradford, so a bit of a relief there again, Danica.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully now we just need to use this and just settle down. We work really well from this area of the pitch, and if we pull it off and play it well, we should make the yards needed and hopefully get on the scoreline pretty soon.
We see the Bradford substitutes starting to warm up, ready for Mark Prescott to make his couple of changes this afternoon. Plays continued then. Bradford edge closer to the line, just inches short over on this side here as we play the play, and the ball goes to Amy Hardcastle. Amy Hardcastle touchdown. What a fantastic try for Bradford. A well-worked try there. Good understanding between obviously the play of the ball and the positional play, as we say, you know, from this set from where you needed to be to get the score, and what a fantastic try there for Amy Hardcastle.
Yeah, that was absolutely awesome, and like I say, set the scrum up, get the rest of the team set themselves up on the back line. We know how to work off the edge of the pitch, so and look, that's paid off for us.
Well, that will see the score move to Bradford Bulls 4 and Featherstone Rovers 6. And the girls of the Bradford Bulls team certainly showing that they're not shy in going forward when they need to, and managing to split the Featherstone defence as they did there. A well-worked move. So we now wait for the conversion, and this should see all things equal, and it's all to play for here at Heworth. The Bradford Bulls fans are liking that one and singing, the drummers going and and everything else. So Danica, happy with that score?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good try. It's nice to get some points on the board now. It'll hopefully settle the girls a little bit. Let's see if Claire can convert this as well and just edge us back up on a level playing field.
Unfortunately then, that one just sails wide, so that will mean the score on the Providence scoreboard then now stands Bradford Bulls 4, Featherstone Rovers 6. Bradford will get possession back, and hopefully they should be able to advance up the park. I think that will ask a few questions within the own Featherstone team and their own minds then, because they certainly looked a bit sloppy in defence.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You gave Amy Hardcastle, she only needed 10 metres to run. She's a formidable force when she's got the ball in hand, and from that distance out, she's very difficult to stop. So, Featherstone need to question the gaps in their defence, but also at the same time, they've got one of the best centres in the women's game at the minute running against them. So, you know, I would hope that Amy would break that line. Yeah,
well, as you say, Amy then Hardcastle, England representative as well.
Yeah, she's absolutely, she managed to get in our first game against France. I think it was a hat-trick within 10-15 minutes of the first game, so just shows her ability and how far she's come. So, you know, she's incredible.
And her quality as well. So Bradford then, with possession, will now go again at this Featherstone line, and Bradford managing to slowly but surely crawl their way up to their own 20-metre line here at Heworth. Just looking around the crowd, I've seen Paul Anderson here today, over on the northern, on the far stand side. Paul seems to be enjoying himself here at the game. Hopefully he's picking up some coaching tips for him to take back and use. The ball comes loose. The referee will give a scrum down, and we have an injury to a Bradford player. Although slowly but surely being dragged up to pulling some air to the lungs.
Yeah, this looks like a bit of a hit to the chest. You know, the contact is great today, and the girls are going to be feeling this tomorrow for sure.
But it's not been a nasty game so far, has it? We haven't seen anybody come and sort of like want to really throw some punches about. But as you say, the contact has been hard and it has been tough, which is great because it's what you need, isn't it? It tests you on all levels.
Yeah,
then.
It's just showing you the level of this game and the level of the girls playing this game as well. Like you said, there's a lot of international reps here, and the contact is exactly what you want both to give and I guess not to receive as much, but it just shows you the level that we're playing at.
So Featherstone then will now try and set something up to further push their advantage on the scoreboard. The ball quickly goes through hands. A little gap there opens up in the line. That will see the Featherstone fullback race fully there 25 metres and touches down to give Featherstone their second try of the afternoon. And again, the little drop of the shoulder, the little step, the switch off in defence, Danica, allows Featherstone to score.
Yeah, well that's Sarah Dunn again. She had a good break earlier on in the game. So you know, again, Sarah's another one of those people that you can't give her any space, you can't give her any gaps. You need to watch what she does because she's great at moving around and stepping people. So a deserved try there from Sarah for seeing the gap, but unfortunately for Bradford, we just need to watch her and keep our distance between the defence quite short.
So we wait now for the conversion kick to come. The score on the Providence scoreboard reads Bradford Bulls 4, Featherstone Rovers 10, with the kick to come. This will see Featherstone either go further ahead by another 2 points. The inquest is taking place behind the sticks with the Bradford Bulls women's team. Featherstone in the centre of the park just congratulating one another as they were their way back, ready to receive the ball from the kick-off. And we still await for the conversion kick to be taken. She's certainly taking the time with this one, Danica.
Yeah, well, the breeze has picked up a little bit there, so just settling it and making sure she's got herself in place, ready for this.
So we see the kicker compose herself then, takes 2 steps back and then strides across to the left. She's just looking at the sticks in the old Liam Farrell style look there, I think, zoning in on that. And that one goes through the sticks, over the black dot to push Featherstone out 2 more points. So the score on the Providence scoreboard reads Bradford Bulls 4, Featherstone Rovers 12 here at Heworth in the final of the Women's Challenge Cup. And Bradford now are going to have to go back and dig deep and certainly find a bit of resolve to get themselves back into this one, Danica.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's just hope now we can set ourselves, compose ourselves and keep them in their own half for a bit.
Well, the wind is building up. You can probably hear the wind blowing through and across the park, so the wind is certainly picking up here at Heworth. Bradford now having to defend then for all they're worth. The ball is centre park. Featherstone just again trying to get a bit of momentum here and trying to find these little chinks. We see another injury then to a Featherstone player. Well, just while we have this little bit of an interlude then, Danica, what looking at things so far, is there anything that you've seen where you think, right, well, the team need to really attack that gap, or a certain player within the Featherstone team that you've identified that they could certainly run at and gain from attacking that particular player?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the Featherstone team and the team sheet, there's quite a few differences in positions. You've got Brogan Cherm, who's normally a prop, is playing out in your centre here. You've got Sarah Dunn, who's a centre and winger, playing at fullback. Not that that's going to cause any chinks in their armour by any means. It's just kind of like a different. Maybe they're not quite as comfortable in that position. Maybe they're slightly out of position today. Maybe we could utilise that. I mean, I don't think Bradford were getting the ball out quick enough. Maybe it's that Featherstone are stopping us and doing a great job defensively. But we need to work up the park in the middle and then get the ball out wide a bit quicker, I think, just to utilise that space on the wing.
So we have a stoppage in play then here at Heworth in the Women's Challenge Cup final. The fans en masse in the northern terrace side, or the far stand side, have certainly come in numbers bedecked within their Bradford Bulls shirts and Bradford Bulls attire. We know the drummer's here, and we know that the trumpeters here as well. A few of the boys from Chav's Corner are in attendance, and also the Top House crew are here and here on block. So again, that will be good for them. Thanks for the support. So Danica, after the game, win, lose or draw, is there a bit of a celebration planned?
I think we need to have a little bit of a get together and just appreciate how far we've come. To get to a Challenge Cup final, to have the season done so far. Yeah, we're going to get together maybe and just congratulate each other and hopefully we have something to celebrate at the end of this. And
does Mark keep you all grounded? He's I don't know him that well, but in the time that I've got to know him, he does seem very headed, very calm, very cool and collective, and nothing seems to ruffle his feathers, and you know what I mean. So again, but he does seem to bring everybody back down to this. Right, let's find the real ground and let's get on with the game.
Yeah, he's very good at settling the girls. He's very good at letting us have our moments. A bit of a play around, a bit of banter, and then definitely knows how to switch us all back on again.
So play continues then after the injury to one of the Featherstone players who has been rubbed down with a magic sponge and got back up and managed to play that ball. So I keep saying I'm going to have to get me one of these magic sponges for my age.
Yeah, you and me both.
Bradford managed to pinch the ball then in the defence, but we then see Bradford come up with an error. So that will go back to one then and back to Featherstone. Just when Bradford thought then that they could get on the front foot, now having to do it all again. Play is just shy of the halfway line then. Centre Park, Featherstone Rovers on this set will look again to try and open the gaps of this Bradford defence. A little offload in the tackle there, and certainly the Featherstone hooker, she's certainly been busy today. She's certainly put herself around through a lot of work in the early stages of this game. Bradford then over on the far stand side will muscle up in defence on the 4th tackle, and Featherstone again will still go to that side, trying to find some gaps, and now bring the ball back in, managing to go across the park and then drop the shoulder and step through the little gap. Then on the 20-metre line now we'll see Featherstone continue with the 5th and last. That ball will go and be kicked, that will find touch, and we'll have a scrum down and possession back to Bradford. A good defensive set there, Danica?
Yeah, great defence. They've obviously got some kind of tactic of Featherstone to head down that left-hand side. You've got Emma Slow on that side there, who's an incredible forward, really difficult to get down. Matched with some great centres, and you've got Kaylee Bowman on the wing. So it is a great side to go down, and we just need to play to that as well and make sure we've got the defence structure set up for it.
So over in defence on that side, I know we've got Savannah.
Yeah, it looks like we've got Beth Sutcliffe as well. You've got Jess Cortman, who is an incredible centre. I back her quite often just to get that tackle and put her shoulder, and she's not afraid to get stuck in there and just come back from injury. So it's great to see her back on the pitch.
It certainly is, and obviously Bradford so far have been up to the test over on that far stand side. It's when Featherstone have managed to then just quickly move the ball and spread the Bradford line that they've found that little gap for them to step through. So again, that's something that hopefully the team will address and put right as play continues. Then Bradford in possession will bring the ball away from their own sticks, and Featherstone again go in with a bit of a headshot, still going forward, and Bradford now break, and that's a fantastic run there from the fullback of Bradford that manages to get Bradford up to the 40-metre line. Bradford then, in all ascendancy, a little bit of a loose pass, but that will see Kirsty Maroney still pick it up and manage to hold on to the ball. A bit of a delaying tactic now of Featherstone, which really the referee should pull for a penalty. We do see the Featherstone players as well strolling offside there, ready to narrow the gap, to not give this Bradford team any sort of like momentum and any space to get going. Danica, great ball
there by Shona Hoyle, gives us a bit of space, backs off against Sarah Dunn there. Hopefully now we can make the break.
Oh, fantastic try. Oh, fantastic covering defence there. I thought that Shona Hoyle had gone in. What will the referee give here? He's going to call it back. He's going to give the penalty to and he's actually now sin-binned one of the Featherstone Rovers players, and number 2 from Featherstone Rovers will go to the bin for 10 minutes for the professional foul there on Shona Hoyle.
That's going to be a massive loss to Featherstone. That's Kaylee Bowman we've been talking about. Phenomenal footwork, great speed, and she did great there to again crossfield to make the cover tackle. I'm not quite sure what went on, but hopefully we'll be able to work off the back of this.
Well, that is a bit of a setback for Featherstone, but it does now give Bradford a one-player advantage if they can start to throw the ball about and exploit 1 or 2 gaps in the Featherstone defensive line, which I'm sure they can, Danica. I'm sure that we've seen a few gaps appearing as the Featherstone players are starting to tire a little bit in this what can only be described now as, we've had a few seasons here today. We've had the wind,
indeed,
we've had the rain, and now we've got glorious sunshine.
Yeah, that was a great break there from Shona Hoyle. She's one of our second rows that just really come on in the game, has managed to get a shirt for England off the back of the toilet there a few weeks ago. Using her footwork there phenomenally, and to step Sarah Dunn at fullback for Featherstone, she needs to take a little bit of confidence from that and keep doing that and keep moving forward in the game.
Well, rugby league is all about confidence. I've always said this, and if you've got the confidence, then you find that things naturally flow. Unfortunately, Bradford now lose ground. Savannah will pick up the ball, and Savannah is dragged back. So Bradford going back from underneath the sticks now sit just shy of the 30-metre line, but still attacking the northern stand side. Cutting back on the inside then, Bradford trying for everything that they've got to open this Featherstone defence on the second tackle now. Again, the Bradford Bulls women's team sit just shy of the 10-metre line, and Featherstone Rovers players slow to clear the ruck. Kirsty Maroney then feeds Savannah over on the and I think we've got a try.
Yeah, it was a great ball there by Kirsty to a little bit of a face pass out to Savannah on the wing, which has resulted in that try there for young Savannah, only 17 years old and an absolutely phenomenal player.
I interviewed Savannah, and she certainly, although only 17, she's got a good head on those shoulders, and that again is a fantastic team try. You know, Kirsty Maroney come in, and rather than bringing the play back into the centre of the park, which I think Featherstone expected, she managed just to make sure that she got a player onto her outside, and that player's been Savannah, and Savannah races away to give Bradford a good score and a good try, and keep them certainly in this game, Danica.
Yeah, great vision there by Kirsty. You know, Lois there, if you saw, but did a little bit dummy back inside and then switched it back to the outside, working alongside Kirsty there. The two of them together really work well in communication and just the way they play, really know each other. So great try there by Bradford.
So the score on the Providence scoreboard currently reads Bradford Bulls women's team 8, Featherstone Rovers ladies 12. The kick to come should see Bradford narrow the gap if the conversion can be put over the sticks on this one.
Yeah, Garner's been working hard from the kick from the touch, but we've just seen the ball there come off the tee.
Yeah.
Just takes a moment there to reset it. Just compose herself. You know, she's got a big crowd over there, a lot of noise, so hopefully she can drown that out and get this ball over the sticks.
Well, as you say, you know, a big crowd is something that is something that is appreciated by the girls. But as you say, if it's something that you're not used to, it can just be that little bit of an unsettling time when you know that you want to make the kick and you know that you want to make everything right. I used to hate kicking, I really did, because I'd line it up and I'd think, God, and then you'd get your mind focused, and then something had happened and somebody would say something and that was it, the kick had gone.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Bradford come up short on that one, the kick just falling a little bit short of the stick. So the score on the Providence scoreboard here in the Women's Challenge Cup final remains Bradford Bulls women's team 8, the Featherstone Rovers ladies 12. Bradford will get the ball back. Don't forget, Bradford have a man advantage for at least another 9 minutes, I think.
Yeah, we have to really utilise this now and compose ourselves and get back up this park.
Which, as we move towards, well, I don't think the player will be back before the end of the first half anyway. So that should see Bradford able to finish a little bit stronger, Danica.
Yeah, absolutely. Just hope so now. Just take a little bit of confidence, composure, and let's just settle this game and get ourselves a few more scores on that board.
So the kick goes off then from Featherstone. That will go deep. That is not behind, but the referee says play on. It did strike a Bradford player, but again, another hard tackle comes in from the Featherstone Rovers players, and I think your playing colleagues certainly felt that one, Danica.
Yeah, that was a huge tackle, a great stoppage, and that's what Featherstone are renowned for. You know, their forwards will always put on a great shot. You know, it's just an incredible force that they've got there.
Yeah, that must have been like running into a brick wall.
Yeah, it certainly feels like it sometimes. It's the next day when you feel it most.
That's it. So, as we see now, Bradford on the third tackle, managing to get just over their own 40-metre line, and still pushing and probing. Amy Hardcastle then takes a beautiful ball. Amy trying to spin away from one tackle, beats one, then he's wrapped up by a further 2 tackles. 3 tacklers come in and eventually manage to pin Amy Hardcastle down to the floor. And Bradford now will look to exploit the gaps that those 3 tacklers created. A little kick over the back line there. We'll see Bradford chase and try to force Featherstone down in the centre of the park. We have a player down here injured. The referee will stop the game. And again, another little good passage of play, Danica.
Yeah, that was great again. You know, that you've got the combination here of Claire Garner at scrum half and Amy in the centres, and together the two of them, you know, that they communicate all the time, and Amy lets them know what type of ball she likes, and you know, and they play to the conditions and see the gaps. So just unfortunately didn't quite pull off there, but you know, it's taken four players to get Amy down, and that just, you know, shows you how good she is and how strong she's running at the minute. And it looks like Andy Dobson's come off with a bit of an injury at the minute. You know, you never want it to be serious, but Andy's a real key player in the Featherstone line. So as much as I hope she's not injured, I also hope maybe that this is going to give us a little bit of a break.
Yeah, if she does come off, well, she's up and she's walking about, and she does look a little bit groggy, but she's just making her way back now towards the
do you know,
towards
I
Featherstone
reckon
team.
Andy could probably break a few bones and still wouldn't come off the pitch. So she's a difficult one to break and a phenomenal player.
Yeah.
So that would be a great loss if she did, but it looks like she'll take a bit of air and maybe we can utilise that as a bit of a weakness now. I don't know.
Well, that's it. Would that be the kind of player then now you'd look at and say, right, well, we know that she's had a bit of a knock in this, in the last few minutes. Let's target a few drives towards her, see if she's up to it, and then.
Well, you'd think so, but Andy Dobson is a law unto herself. I tell you, I've never met somebody as strong-willed and as determined as she is. So yeah, she might be taking a bit of a knock now, but it'll definitely take her a lot more to get off this pitch.
So play continues then here at Heworth in the Women's Challenge Cup final. The scoreline on the Providence scoreboard stands: Bradford Bulls women's team 8, Featherstone Rovers ladies 12. You're listening to the Big Match live on BCB 106.6 FM. Brought to you in association with Providence, supporting Bulls supporters home and away. Featherstone managing to work their way slowly but surely up to the park. If that had been offloaded there, then Kirsty Maroney was in a great position, ready to pick that up. And Featherstone will try that, but unfortunately a kick then deep comes to Bradford. Bradford now will break and manage to get their way just shy of their own 40-metre line. Amy Hardcastle then aiming it again, picking up and taking on 1, 2, 3 Featherstone tackles, still managing to go in, just falls shy of the 40-metre line. Bradford now asking questions of this Featherstone defence as Charlotte. Oh, what a fantastic break. This is going to see a fantastic try scored for Bradford underneath the black dot. That, Danica, is superb.
A great try there great break by Charlotte Booth there. Manages to push off the defence and step the other ones and make a great line up the middle of the park and straight underneath the stick. Just exactly what we needed for Bradford, set the game, and also sets Claire Garner up for the kick as well. Phenomenal.
Well, that was a bit of superb individual rugby league. We saw Charlotte break from the fullback position, and she certainly managed then to come into the line, didn't she? And she joined the play. Then she got the ball back, managed to spot the gap, went left, stepped back right, opened the field, split the defence, and then fully raced away 40 metres to touch down right underneath the sticks to give Claire Garner a bit of an easy kick. Would you put your mortgage on this, Danica?
Oh, do you know what? I wouldn't want that job even if you paid me. You know, it's an incredible job. The wind's picked up a little bit, but let's hope that Garner practiced these in the sleep. So let's hope so. Yeah.
There we go then. The kick is converted. So Bradford Bulls women's team now come right back into this game. They now lead the game 14 points to 12, and it's game on here at Heworth in the Women's Challenge Cup final. Danica, I still am quite in awe of that great try. When you see the highlights, people that's listening in, or you tune into Bulls TV later on, that try is worth the admission money alone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Charlotte's an incredible player. Just come back off playing full back for England as well, and picked up a load of confidence. Charlotte just needs to start believing herself a little bit more. You know, she can do that all day, every day, and hopefully that's going to give her the confidence she needs to carry on with the game. We talk about it a lot, but these girls just need to remember how good they actually are.
So we've said before about confidence being a key factor, and again it does help, doesn't it, with if you feel confident, you're a little bit more relaxed in the play.
Yeah, absolutely. And there you go, we see Shona Hoyle make some great yards there from the restart.
So the restart's done then, and as Danica says, Shona Hoyle makes some great yardage there for the Bradford Bulls women's team. Bradford still pushing themselves forward here, just shy of their own 40-metre line on the third tackle. That will see Bradford look again to ask a couple of questions of this Featherstone defence, and the ball's still moving quite nicely through hands, and this will be another fantastic try. Bradford cut loose. That's a great try, and again, well worked from the middle of the park on the 40-metre line. The Bradford Bulls women's team race away and touchdown again. Danica, you've got to be pleased with that.
This is incredible. You know, that's Shona Hoyle's try, then come off for a great support run. You know, Lois took it in, supported really well by Beth. You know, then she was supported again by Shona to finish off that and get the score over the line. But you know, that's what I'm talking about. That's what we need to do. We're great at support running all the time. We've settled ourselves. We've got ourselves into our game, and we're playing our way now. So hopefully this keeps on going up from now on. Well,
I've got to admit, I thought the try from Charlotte was great. That's equally just as good. So Bradford scoring some absolutely fantastic tries here. I hope Mr. Tuvey's watching and picking up some hints here, and certainly gets his. I'm going to say, Jeff, you need to show your boys this video and just see how when you do break and how when you do support that you can score some fantastic tries.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you can just look over onto the pitch and you can see the composure of the girls, putting around on each other, just chatting away. Yeah, we've got the score, we're up on the board now, but we don't let it get to our heads. Keep composed. We've still got a second half to play out, but yeah, let's just take this and keep playing our game from now on.
So the kick is converted, and that will see now the scoreboard alter when he. I'm just looking for the scoreboard man here. It's now. I can't see any numbers. Anyway, we'll come back to the score, Danica. But Bradford certainly finishing this, having the last 15 minutes have certainly seen this Bradford women's team in the ascendancy and certainly up the ante and take the game to Featherstone. And this again, Featherstone, don't forget, have the player off. So again, I think that's helped to some extent. But I also think that Bradford have grown in confidence and are able to get on the front foot and to take this game to Featherstone.
Yeah, absolutely. It's maybe taken us a little bit longer to compose ourselves and settle in. We've done it now, and luckily we're getting ourselves back up there. That's the thing with us. We come to big stadiums and big events like this, and sometimes let the pressure get to us more often than not. We've always more often been the bridesmaid and never the bride. But hopefully now we've settled ourselves, we can see this go our way.
Well, that's it. I think the confidence has come certainly from beating your bit of a bogey side Tattoo Heath in the games that you've had this season, and also being unbeaten as well. It's a great credit to you and the rest of the girls that you're managing to do that, and you're certainly putting a marker down here against this Featherstone team. Bradford then just shy of the halfway line as play continues here, and we'll look at Kirsty Maroney then to do a little bit of a run round and get things going and get the Bulls on the front foot. And again, Kirsty's in there involved again. She's moving the ball moves to the far stand side. That will see Bradford do a little bit of a chip kick, and the referee now has said that's gone forward, is going to stop the play, is going to call turnover on the fifth and last tackle to Featherstone. But the advantage that Bradford have got here now, Danica, is that Bradford are deep into the Featherstone half. So if they can hunt the error and get the ball back, again, they can go and hunt some further scores. Yeah,
absolutely. You just need to wrap this Featherstone side up, keep the ball protected, and slow this play the ball down a little bit.
So the score reads Bradford Bulls women's team 20, Featherstone Rovers ladies 12, here in the Women's Challenge Cup final, with Featherstone making their way over the halfway line. Again, met some good, strong defensive.
It looks like Featherstone are back up to their full numbers now. Yeah. Pullman's back on the pitch and making another good break there.
So Bradford made full use of having the one-man advantage then in the time that the Featherstone player was off the park. But Featherstone now will try, and unfortunately they come up with an error. So a little bit disjointed from Featherstone, or would you say that?
Yeah, I mean Featherstone have got to be feeling the pressure a little bit. We've got another half to go, but when you're on that pitch and that score goes against you, you don't think about the rest of the game really. You're thinking about the here and now, and maybe Featherstone just need to level their heads as much as I don't necessarily want them to. But just a little bit scratching their defence, but hopefully that we can use that to our advantage.
So Bradford then with the ball with Amy Hardcastle from the back of the scrum. Amy Hardcastle makes a fantastic break. This will see Amy Hardcastle go fully 30 metres there before she's pinned down. And now Bradford get the penalty for holding down in the tackle. Featherstone very, very slow to clear the ruck, and that was another great break from Amy Hardcastle. She's certainly making I won't say man of the match performance, but I'll certainly say player of the match performance so far from what we've seen.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said earlier, Amy's just come on leaps and bounds, and she is literally one of the best centres that we've got in the women's game, if not the best so far. And she's just unstoppable. She's got great footwork, she's got great speed, and she is just so strong. It makes any defensive line put under pressure.
Bradford then will go in search of more points. Here at Heworth, the ball goes through hands. Featherstone muscling up. Bradford now just shy of the Featherstone 30-metre line. We sit around about 15 metres in from this touchline where we are. Bradford trying to find a gap in the Featherstone defence. Featherstone managing to stand resolute then on the third tackle as Bradford will move the ball back into the centre park. The ball quickly goes through hands, and Bradford now finding a few gaps and sit round about 5 metres short of the Featherstone try line. They'll bring it back to this stand side. The gap opens up, and that's a fantastic try for Bradford. My view was slightly obscured there, Danica. I'm not too sure who put that one down, but again, bit of fast footwork, opened the line, and Bradford took the right option when Featherstone thought they were going to go back towards the stick. The little drop pass on the to the outside sees Bradford score again.
Yeah, I might be wrong there, but I think it might have been our hooker Lois Forsell with the try there. She's great at spotting a gap, great at working from the floor, so maybe she's just taken advantage of that then.
Well, that was well worked, and another great try again for the Bradford Bulls women's team, and I can't heap praise enough on them. You know, I've seen some fantastic tries, inventive. When the Featherstone players thought that ball's going back towards the sticks and set themselves, and also read the play defensively that they were ready to go to that side. Up pops Lois Forsell, back on the little outside pass, a cheeky little Jimmy Lawes pass if you like, and races away, scampers in and straight over for the 4 points. Fantastic.
Yeah, that was a great try there. But it should go to credit to the Bradford Bulls girls. They were always set up to play, you know, either side, and you know, and that's the great thing about us. We're look ready, we are ready, and it can go either way. Well,
unfortunately, the kick remains unconverted. The try remains unconverted. So Bradford Bulls women's team now lead in this Challenge Cup final. They have 24 points to the Featherstone Rovers ladies team, who are currently sat on 12 points. In the early stages, we saw Featherstone make all the play, and Featherstone certainly dictated the play and the game a little bit to this Bradford Bulls side. But slowly but surely, the Bradford Bulls women's team have managed to get a toe hold in the game, and from that toe hold, they've kicked the door open. And I think, Danica, that this could go very, very good and see Bradford score more points with certainly the way that they're playing and certainly the way that they're attacking.
Well, let's play this half out first. You know, we've got the upper hand in this half, but do not ever let Featherstone let your guard down against Featherstone. They might take their time in the changing rooms at half time and come out like they did at the start of the first half. So we're looking really strong. It's going really well. We're managing to put on a lot of our set plays and get the advantage at the minute. Let's keep momentum going, and hopefully second half will play out the same.
Well, hopefully it should, as we see now Bradford managing to get up to their own 40-metre line on this next set of 6. And again, Featherstone rather robustly in at the tackle, but again we'll see Bradford now come up with a little bit of an error. That was a bit of a sloppy pass from Bradford that sees Featherstone get possession. The referee will call that back and go for scrum down, first knock on offence, and give the head and feed to Featherstone. Bit of an unusual, or not. Well, the referee blows half time. I was just getting set for the scrum and ready for the next play. But as I say, it is half time here then at Heworth. The score reads Bradford Bulls ladies team 24 points, the Featherstone Rovers ladies team 12 points. Welcome back then to the Women's Challenge Cup final as the second half gets underway, and Featherstone will kick off this second half to Bradford, and Bradford lead currently 24 points to 12 here in the opening stages of this second half, and Bradford now will go in search of more points. Centre field is the play at this moment in time. Bradford will push the ball through hands, a little bit of a sloppy pass, but the ball manages to find its way into the hands of Amy Hardcastle, but the referee will come up with an error and call that back for a knock on, which will see Featherstone get the put in at the scrum. Danica, welcome back.
Hi there, you alright?
Yeah, exciting first half as we said.
Oh, a bit nerve-wracking if I'm honest with you. The girls just took a bit of time there, but yeah, it's gone our way so far, so hopefully we can keep this out and keep putting the points on the board.
Yeah, well, this is what it's all about, and it's all about now building this pressure on this Featherstone team, and certainly standing up to them in defence whenever they've got the ball, and then when Bradford do have the ball, to be able to go back down the park and hunt in a pack, and certainly come up with a few more points. Bradford standing strong in defence at this moment in time, as Featherstone will look to try and get something from this set of 6. As we see there, a nice strong tackle from, Danica, you'll know the faces.
Yeah, we've got Rhiannon Marshall there who made that tackle there, made that break. Again, another strong player of ours, great defensively, always puts a good shoulder in.
Well, Featherstone then sits centre field, the ball going through hands. Featherstone trying to muscle the way over here, and again held up just inches short of the line as Featherstone, some strong tackling there comes in. Now the referee blows his whistle. This is going to result in a
not sure what it's called for that.
No, I'm not too sure what it's called. He's taken the play back. He said that the player was held up on her back, so he's marched them back to the 10 metre line to get the play to recommence. And again, Bradford having to muscle up in defence here to keep the Featherstone Rovers ladies team at bay. Some big, strong pack forwards running there from the Featherstone Rovers players, and we'll see now the stand-off half of Featherstone trying to muscle her way over, but Featherstone still with the ball on this set, and they come up with an error. Great defence from Bradford, so that is a relieving error then for the Bradford team, and that will see now Bradford get the possession from the scrum. Danica, a good set, a good defensive set.
Yeah, we've come out of that half time, and defensively we've put in a good few shots. We've settled the game down. We're wrapping up the ball now. I'm sure Mark would have had a few words about that at half time. You know, our key thing there is wrap that ball up. You've got likes of Andy and Emma who are great at offloading after contact, and we've managed to slow them down.
Well, play continues, then we see a lovely break from Savannah there as she manages to make her way away from the back of the scrum, gets the Bradford Bulls up to their own 20-metre line, and Featherstone now are having to muscle up in defence as Bradford come searching again, hunting more points here in the Women's Challenge Cup final. Featherstone Rovers then will stand ready for Bradford to see if Bradford can attack. A lovely little offload then all around the corner, and again the shout goes from the coach to keep it, but Bradford deciding to put it through hands. Kirsty Maroney then feeds her inside centre. The centre cuts back into the centre of the park and manages to make some great yards there. That will see Bradford get to the Featherstone Rovers 40-metre line, and unfortunately the referee says that's a knock-on. I thought there was a little bit of an hand in there, Danica, if I've got to be honest with you.
Bit ripped there. Great break there from Jess Cortman, dancing around the three players there and made really good yards. Unfortunately, I did think that was ripped from her, but ref calls knock-on, so who am I to argue now?
Yeah, well, a lovely break from Jess Cortman, as you're rightly saying. Jess Cortman, she manages to duck and dive and bob and weave and get the Bradford Bulls to the 40-metre line. Then, as we say, you know, an error comes up. The referee deems it a knock-on. That will hand the ball to Featherstone, and that is just justice in my mind. And now then, what's he going to give? He's got to give the first. Oh, he's given a penalty. Now
we saw that knock on there. We saw Beth Sutcliffe then go in for the ball to carry play on. Unfortunately, she kicked it and was held off the play there by a Featherstone player. So tackled off the ball there, which I think is given.
Either way, that's great advantage to Bradford, because it would have either been a scrum down and a feed to Bradford, or, rightly as you say, they get the penalty, they advance 10 metres, which is probably the better option for them, and they can now go and test this Featherstone defensive line again in this second half. Bradford then with the possession just over the 20-metre line as they, in the Featherstone half, as they go in search of more points here in the Women's Challenge Cup final. And ducking and diving, the ball comes loose, and again another little unforced error, I would have said, Danica.
Yeah, unforced there. You've got Shona Hoyle there that managed to hit one player, twist around and bounce back again. Just lost possession slightly of the ball, unfortunately, but we can keep Featherstone in their half now, put the defensive players back on.
Well, this is it. You've got to, as you say, Bradford now have got to hunt the error and certainly go hard at these Featherstone runners to stop them getting any second wind or gaining any confidence.
Yeah, it looks like the Featherstone have come out in the second half as well. They've got nothing to lose, so they're going all out now. Just there's a slight up pace, increasing their tempo in their runs and getting the offload and the ball, really geeing each other up. So we've got to be careful of that. Yeah,
it's something for Bradford to be aware of then, as they now sit centre part with Featherstone still in possession, and they'll look to put the ball through hands and take it towards the far stand turn side. That's a fantastic wrap-up tackle then over on the far stand side by Amy Hardcastle and a wing partner over there, which was met by Lars Cheers. That's the sixth and last tackle. That should see Bradford get the possession then in a good position. It is an handover, so now we now see how Bradford will set and go at this Featherstone Rovers line. Danica.
Yeah, a little bit of composure now needed for Bradford just to get back on the front foot again in this getting the board this half. We've got a great break there from Rhiannon to settle the game up the middle of the park, and now we'll look to play it out wide through Kirsty Maroney in our centres. You've got Stacey White on the ball, just come in there at second row. A great player there that she'll run some really great lines.
Yeah, well, Stacey White then is wrapped up in the Featherstone tackle as we see the ball put through hands. Kirsty Maroney then again at scrum half, going in at the pivot, looking for runners. Unfortunately, the Featherstone Rover players come in and wrap Kirsty up there, but Bradford still managing to keep the ball. A lovely little, I thought that was a bit of ingenious play, but the referee
yeah,
has
no
said,
idea how that was knocked on. She lifted it in the air and he caught it again, you know.
Yeah.
So it didn't actually go to the ground, but ref's call.
yeah, I think he's. Well, that's an odd signal, that, because he's touching his mouth as if to say, well, I'm not having you talking to me like that. So,
I mean,
you know.
he called the penalty before anything was ever said to him anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure what he's going on there.
No. Featherstone then will attack this Bradford line, and Kirsty Maroney in there for a great tackle, bringing down the Featherstone player, who again, now Featherstone come up with an error on their own 40-metre line, and the message now going out from the Bradford Bulls coaching staff and also to the rest of the team, and we see Kirsty Maroney in there, the team captain, absolutely saying, look guys, let's calm it down, we've got the possession, this is ours to do, let's have a steady set. And Danica, again, it's that confidence and just that little bit of nerves, as you say. Featherstone will come out a little bit stronger in this second half as we expected them to, but again, Bradford managing to keep on the front foot.
Yeah, we just need to settle the game. Look, our main aim now is just to protect that ball, and then we'll keep on the top of that board. We just need to settle ourselves, support each other well, and communicate now.
Oh, now then, this could be...
Great break by Claire Garner there.
Yeah,
phenomenal. She's going over there. Oh, just stopped short, I think.
That was a fantastic break there, as she's rightly said from Claire Garner. She's just brought down metres short of the Featherstone try line. What will Featherstone do here as the ball comes out in a bit of a loose pass there, but the referee blows for knock on. He will spring the scrum into the centre part. He will hand Bradford back the possession, so that works in Bradford's favour.
I think we got a bit lucky there. Yeah,
I
Lois
think
was trying to get the offload and unfortunately didn't come out, but I think Kaylee Bowman then knocked it on for Featherstone, so we were very lucky with that. Just need to protect this ball and wrap it up, go forward.
I think it's a case now, Danica, I don't know if you agree with me, of certainly, as you say, wrapping this ball up, protecting it and playing out a steady set of six, and then just seeing where we get. So like on the fourth or the fifth tackle, ready to see what's on.
Yeah, we just need to do the simple, the basics really well. Just play out a really simple play now, protect this ball and just move up the park.
Well, the referee now has blown for a Bradford error, and we see Bradford come up with a knock on, which will hand possession back to Featherstone. And again, I think it's about a little bit of settling down, a little bit of nerves have come into it, and I think it just needs sort of like, somebody, maybe Kirsty or Claire, to say, right, somebody with a little bit more experience, just say, right guys, listen, let's just tone it down and let's get into them. Let's defend this set of six now, get the ball back, let's hunt the error, and then see where we go from there.
Yeah, I think what the Bradford want to do, they just want to get on the scoreboard again. We don't need to at the minute. We're playing well. We've got the lead. We just need to stay composed, and I think they're desperate just to get back over that line. It's really difficult, from the sidelines here. We can say that, we can see it, but on that pitch, the pressure, the crowd, the event itself, you just want to keep on moving the numbers up the board.
You certainly do, and it's and as you rightly say, sometimes the what for us it's easy enough to call here on the side of the park, but when you're actually out there in the heat of the battle and in the heat of the moment, it certainly can. You look at the other options available to you. Featherstone then now in attack, managing to get to their own 30-metre line from the resultant scrum play, and Bradford again having to defend with some venom here, because Featherstone will look to come back at Bradford and try and find their way through any small gap that the Bradford defence open up with, but so far Bradford managing to stand strong, managing to go toe to toe. Bradford also winning the battle on the floor as well, which is great in the tackle, because they're managing to keep the Featherstone Rovers players down, which is allowing them to get set in defence. And again, it's not just meeting the tackle, it's all about the floor play and getting that floor play right as well.
Yeah, massively with Featherstone, we need to really slow their play the ball down, because they're great off the floor and getting up really quickly. So it's something we've been working on in training, especially coming up against them, and it's paying off quite well now. So
Featherstone then kick on the fourth tackle, the ball goes in a touch. That will be a scrum down on the 10-metre line of the Bradford Bulls women's team, and Bradford will get possession and they're putting at the scrum. Featherstone a little bit laboured to get there, as the referee's trying to G them up to carry on the play. Just taking their time there. Bradford will form the scrum. The referee's still not stopped the clock yet, but now telling Featherstone to pack in. Bradford then with the ball will break away from the scrum. A lovely little put in from Kirsty Maroney. feeds Bradford. That will then find its way to Savannah. Savannah showing some great pace there, and again the young 17-year-old actually playing well above her age there for that little break, Danica.
Yeah.
Ball out to Amy Hardcastle then. Amy Hardcastle switches the ball back on the inside as the tackle comes in. Bradford break the line. Could this be another great run there from Bradford? And Featherstone again having to come in a little bit strong on the third tackle there, but the referee is certainly not making them get up quick. They should have been clearing the ruck there. A little kick over the top from Kirsty Maroney there will turn Featherstone round, and that will see Charlotte Booth absolutely come in and pin down her opposite fullback number. A great set 6 there.
Yeah, absolutely great work there, and great run by Shona Hoyle. Just need to now get composed, get back in the line and get set, ready to defend this and keep them in their own half.
So Bradford then having to defend deep into the Featherstone half, go in search of Featherstone making an error, but Featherstone wanting to get through some work here, certainly wanting to get some yards, managing to claw their way slowly but surely towards this 40-metre line in their own half. And again, Featherstone will look to quickly move the ball from the far stand side to this stand side where we are at Heworth in York. But again, some good Bradford tackling manages to bring Featherstone down centre park. They will look to put the ball through hands again as the Bradford Bulls drummer and band strike up over on the far stand side. You don't know if you're picking that up on the commentary, but it's certainly loud enough for us to hear here.
It's incredible. The support is just amazing today, and I think the girls have settled into it now and we're using it to our advantage.
Well, Bradford come up then with the ball, and we now see a fantastic break over on the far stand side, running towards where the actual band is. So I hope she's not going to start dancing on that top side, Danica.
No, that's our winger, Charlene Hennigan, there making a great break off the back of a bit of a play. I think we saw Savannah offload that to her.
So the referee awards a penalty then for Bradford, should I say. Bradford will take the obligatory 10 metres. That will see them encroach into the Featherstone Rovers half. So 45 metres away from the Featherstone Rovers try line then. Bradford will get play back underway, and again another big collision over on that far stand side there. Two Featherstone players come in and absolutely prolapse the Bradford Bulls player.
You heard that one over here, didn't you?
Yeah, you did. It was certainly bone crunching. It certainly made me shudder.
Definitely going to feel this tomorrow, the ladies are, but it'll surely be worth it in the end.
Is it Mad Monday tomorrow?
No, I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine for the girls. I'm lucky. I'm on school holidays. I'm a teacher, so I'm relishing on the fact that every day's a weekend at the minute.
Oh, fantastic. So Bradford then will look to put some further points on the board here, and again asking questions of this Featherstone Rovers defence, but so far Featherstone managing to muscle up. You see Kirsty Maroney put the ball through hands. That's a fantastic move. Could this result in a try for Bradford? Still managing to keep going. Kirsty Maroney, I think she's going to be held up just short of the line there, Danica. And again, a nice set of play, and that will see Bradford score. What a fantastic little cheeky try!
Do you know that was great?
Crash ball.
That was Lauren Hickey then seeing the gap and running around and letting Kirsty know she was there. Then she's really deserved try there by Lauren Hickey, just breaking that defence.
Well, that saw Lauren Hickey then come on that little crash ball run, and suddenly a gap just appeared from nowhere, and it was like Christmas, wasn't it? It was like, I'm having that.
Great vision there from your prop forward. You know, that's the great thing about the Bradford at the minute. We're all in kind of connection with each other. We know how we work, and we see gaps together. So, you know, great try there.
I think Kirsty Maroney there did quite a lot of the hard work, didn't she? She certainly managed to duck and dive and bob and weave to a certain extent, and still managing to get the ball away.
Yeah, we got the break from Jess initially that she managed to do a little bit of a net ball pass, I think, there to Kirsty, who then managed to get a quick play and get it out to Lauren, who saw the crash and result. It's just what Bradford need now. We're back on the board, you know, so take this, settle ourselves, compose ourselves, and then just keep moving forward. So
what do you think the head coach Mark Prescott now will be saying to the girls?
It'll pretty much the same. I reckon it'll be repeating my words there. We're on the board, girls. Settle it back down and compose and just look after this ball. You know, we've got a few lucky offloads, to be honest.
Well, we wait for the conversion to take, and that is unfortunate because it strikes the upright, and that would have seen Bradford Bulls push further ahead. As it stands then, the score on the scoreboard now reads Bradford Bulls 28, Featherstone Rovers 12, here in the Women's Challenge Cup final, brought to you live on BCB 106.6 FM, the home of live sport in Bradford. And again, Bradford will get the ball back. and certainly look to push further ahead on the scoreboard in this second half. That's the first point scored of this second half, and against the kind of run of play, I would have said, Danica, because Featherstone seemed to be in the ascendancy to a certain extent, but Bradford managing to find that steady set, and then obviously the points come.
Yeah, absolutely, just what we needed. You've got to look at the Featherstone team now, and a great squad that they are. You can see a few heads maybe not quite where they need to be, and we need to utilise that and keep using the confidence and pushing forward, break that defence a bit more.
Well, the referee blows for a knock on there from the Bradford prop, who managed to make a good 30 metres from the kick-off. And
again, a bit of a funny decision for me. It looked more, there was 3 in the tackle there, and kind of ripped. She had the ball quite high and maybe ripped out, but it's maybe a bit more difficult to see from the sideline. But unfortunate there for Lauren Hickey, because she made some great yards. Yeah,
Lauren Hickey scoring the try, and then coming up with the in the referee's eyes a knock on. But Featherstone will put the ball in at the scrum, and they will look to go down the park again. Bradford defence will be asked questions. The ball comes loose, so the referee now allows play to move on. That's a fantastic pick up there, and good alertness from Bradford. They hunted the error, managed to force the error, the ball came loose, and Bradford now have the ball in hand and will go at this Featherstone line with another set of 6 over on the far stand side. And Amy Hardcastle looking to get things moving again. So far in this half, she's been a little bit quiet. The referee stops play because I think we've got a Featherstone Rovers player injured down in back play. But again, it's all for Bradford to do.
That looks like their fullback Sarah Dunn looks like she's just recently come back from a knee injury, so I'm not sure if they've managed to rehash that a little bit. It looks like she's struggling with a knee or a leg there, and doesn't look like she's in a great position, unfortunately.
No, well, as we see, the referee and the Featherstone physio then talking to the injured player, but she does look in a little bit of agony.
Yeah, I mean, Sarah's playing fullback today, but she's appeared at centres for England and on the wing as well, so we're hoping that she'll be all right. She's a phenomenal player, but unfortunately it looks like she's actually going off. I hope that's not her knee injury back again, because that would be a great disappointment for Featherstone.
Yeah, it'd be a great disappointment for Featherstone, as you say, and looking forward to the England and the World Cup.
Yeah.
And certainly for yourself as well. We know that you're carrying 1 or 2 little niggles there then, but obviously the World Cup is where you're aiming to be back for.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, I've got a little bit of an injury now, and but hopefully I've still got a few weeks before selection, and then we've still got, I think, about 15 weeks until the team are set to fly.
And the World Cup taking place in Australia.
Yeah, great, Australia, and it's running alongside the men, so raising that profile in the women's game again and again, and to be able to play in the big stadiums like where Cronulla Sharks play, it just sets a platform.
Well, we see Bradford now then with the ball in hand, managing to make their way up to the Featherstone Rovers 40 metre line before Charlotte Booth is brought down. But now we see Kirsty... Yeah, rightly so as well. Back to 1 then. Sorry for the little pause there. We were wondering what was going to happen. But the referee did signal back to 1 then. So Bradford still with it all to do in this half, but they managed to find their way over the 20 metre line of the Featherstone Rovers team, deep into the Featherstone half then, putting the ball through hands and just getting himself set now, finding some runners. A nice steady settling set should see Bradford able to post more points if they play the ball right, and looking for the gaps, and the gaps are appearing within the Featherstone defence, and that sees Kirsty Maroney go over for a try just right, as I said. We're talking about just right.
Yeah, pretty perfect. Kirsty's worked really well today. We talked about Amy Hardcastle, but Kirsty's kept the team composed. She's been putting on some great plays. She's chatting to the girls. Communication's key, and I think she really deserved that try just to show for her hard work today.
Yeah, well, Kirsty's certainly up there as well in my running for the player of the match, because rightly as you say, she's been very industrious. She's settled the team down. She's been there when she's needed. Her link play's been fine. She's managed to offload for a few cheeky offloads as well in there, and that is again, it's just what she deserves for that's great reward for Kirsty.
Yeah, unbelievably so, and but you can't go without mentioning you've got the great forwards that are doing the hard work up the middle. There's a number of them that I could call out now that have been playing out the skin, and then you've got Kirsty, you've got Lois, you've got Claire Garn there that are all really settling the squad and getting them out and talking to them and moving the ball where it needs to be, and it's paying off nicely.
It certainly is, because now Bradford lead on the scoreboard currently stands at 32 points to 12 in Bradford's favour, and if Bradford can convert this one, that will
looks
push
like we've had a change of kicker. We've got Jess Cortman now up for conversion.
Yeah, Jess Cortman, the centre.
Yes, it is, yeah.
Has she kicked before? Is it something that...
Yeah, she kicked before Gareth
Oh, fantastic. That's a great kick. That is superb. Rightly struck as well. So that's great, is that? And as she runs back here, the little cheeky smile and the wave there says it all. But she's delighted with that kick, and rightly so. Bradford Bulls then currently stand on 36 points in this Women's Challenge Cup final to the Featherstone Rovers ladies team, who currently sit on 12 points. And Featherstone will kick off and get the play back underway in this second half. And again, they've got it all to do, Danica.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is great. This is where we want the score to go. This is how we want the teams to be playing. They're working really well together. You know, there's a load of individual stand-up performances, but that's coming off the back of a great squad performance, I think. Just got to keep this scoreboard moving up, or at least hold on to it and just protect this ball now.
Well, Bradford Bulls then, the Bradford Bulls women's team, certainly in the ascendancy here at Heworth in this Women's Challenge Cup final, and they will look again to make some good yardage down the centre of the park. They sit just over their own 40-metre line on the third tackle of this set, and again we see Claire Garner in there then moving the ball around, wanting to find runners, and certainly managing to pick out runners who seem to be wanting to get through the workload here for this Bradford Bulls team. Another good forward strong run sees Bradford enter into the Featherstone Rovers half. They now sit 45 metres away from the Featherstone try line on the fifth and last tackle, then that's called by the referee. So Bradford now will go in search of more points and decide to run it on the last play, and that's a fantastic break from Amy Hardcastle. That will see Amy Hardcastle race in for a beautiful try. Again, we've seen some fantastic tries here today at this Heworth ground in the Challenge Cup final. But that again is one of the best. That's top draw, Danica.
Oh, that's a great, communication there from the squad. We looked at their not kicking on the fifth tackle and playing it. Looked at a quick face pass there, so missing out a couple of players and hit Amy Hardcastle, who just saw the gap. Did a little bit of footwork and over she went. Really deserved try there.
Fantastic try again. I mean, I can't praise that one again. It's absolutely superb footwork, as you say, the positional play, and obviously again Featherstone Rovers setting themselves up for what they probably thought was going to be the kick, and Bradford going for the power play, which has worked again on that last tackle.
Yeah, I think Featherstone unfortunately should have missed out having Sarah Dunn at their fullback, just that confidence and the speed and the and her ability to stop Amy as it would be, but it looks like she's on a roll now. There's going to be no stopping for the rest of the match, so I hope she gets a few more points.
Yeah, well, it's to be hoped that there's plenty of time left in this one, and again, Bradford will get the ball back when play does resume. We're waiting for the conversion to be taken here by Jess Cortman. She's been successful so far, 1 from 1. Could this be 2 from 2 for the centre as she lines the ball up, strikes that sweetly, and that is another fantastic kick. 2 from 2 then maintains her 100% kicking record and giving further points to Bradford on this scoreboard here of the Women's Challenge Cup. Featherstone slowly making their way back to the halfway line to restart the game.
Yeah, if you're going to read any body language there, it's not great from Featherstone, is it? I mean, it's going to be difficult. It's a final. The crowd turnout's great, and the support for Bradford's really great. The score's going against them, but they need to find their feet now, pick up a little bit, and still go forward. There's still time left to close the score down. Not that I'm hoping they do so, but maybe lift their heads a little bit now to go forward.
I mean, Danica, you'll have been in this position in finals or in close games this, where you've been on the wrong end of the scoreline. And rightly, as you say, you've got to dig deep and try and find something. So, again, we see Featherstone kick out on the full. So then another error from Featherstone will give an advantage to Bradford, bang on the halfway line. And again, if Bradford can be quick here and get to the referee and get play going, they should be able to gain some good yardage down the park. So they'll take the 10 metres from the resultant penalty as agreed prior to kick-off. No kicks to the touch on this one. So now we wait for Bradford to start the game again on the 40-metre line, 40 metres away from the Featherstone Rovers try line then. And again, Bradford will go hunting. That's a fantastic little bit of facial power there.
Yeah, a hand off there by Stacey White. She takes it into the 50s there and finds the gap and makes the yards. Great work. Fantastic
handoff. Anyway, Bradford then will still look to post more points in this one, and now sit on the second tackle just over the 20 metre line of the Featherstone Rovers. Kirsty Maroney with a little chip kick there, sees Jess Cortman race away. Featherstone looked to knock on, but the referee's having none of it. So Featherstone will now come back with the possession. And again, another little inventive kick from Kirsty.
Yeah, she saw the gap, and Jess Cortman was great there. Unfortunately, I did think that was a bit of a knock on there, and Jess would have been on the front foot to score the try, but unfortunately didn't go our way. Just need to put the defensive plays in now and get back up to them.
Yeah, certainly need to keep the Featherstone Rovers team then under the pressure. Keep the keep the foot on the pedal, as I would say. Now the referee's blown. I think is concerned over the tackle there.
Yeah, you've got. I think that's young Sinead Peach there, struggling with a bit of an ankle injury. I think.
The scrum half for Featherstone then, Sinead Peach is just she's hobbling, but she's up, thank God, and that's all you can ask for. That she's up and she's brave enough to continue. Then Featherstone on their own 40 metre line will decide there. They look to shape for a kick, but then decide on the fifth last tackle to go for the power play. The ball is now kicked. That will see, is that Amy Hardcastle?
Amy Hardcastle it again, yeah.
That will see Amy Hardcastle return this ball with great pride and passion and
power.
And power. That's I was looking for the third P there, and
all that alliteration. Yeah, let's get them all in.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, fantastic there, and now Bradford up to the 40 metres out from the Featherstone Rovers try line, and again we'll look to post more points on this one as we see Jess Cortman split the gap there. This will see Jess Cortman race away for a fantastic try. That is brilliant, and she deserves that as well, Danica. You've got to be happy with that. You're smiling here at the side of it.
That was just an incredible break there by Jess. She saw the gap, great offload there, hit the ball on the line, went straight through, dummied the fullback, brought her back inside and hit the ball under the post there, which is going to set up her conversion really well there.
That was fantastic, to say
Awesome
the least.
work.
Again, another great try, and great to see the centre player there of Jess Cortman race away and touch the ball down. And also, will she go for her own kick? Will she make it a hat trick?
Oh, she's got to do, hasn't she? She's got to.
Yeah.
She set herself up beautifully there.
She certainly did. Now I spoke to Jess. I did an interview with Jess, and I did ask her the question of what would she be happy scoring the winning try in the Women's Challenge Cup final, or would she be happy scoring for England? And she said, I think I'll go for the try in the final. So she's certainly living up to that statement on this one.
Absolutely, yeah, and hopefully we won't need a winning try as such now, but she definitely deserved the points there.
And she's a great character as well. I really enjoyed chatting to her.
Yeah, Jess is a good comedy value herself. Keeps me entertained definitely, and supportive, and really deserves to get the accreditation for what she's doing today. And another girl that's had a standout performance off the back of a really good team performance that set her up.
It has been a good team performance, as you rightly say, Danica, and it's a team performance that every single one of the Bradford Bulls women's team and everybody associated with the Bradford Bulls women's team so far can be really proud of. She converts that one then, 3 from 3, and a try. Jess Cortman, superstar of this Bradford Bulls women's team. She races back there with a cheeky little grin on her face as well. She really does enjoy herself when she's out there on the park.
It's great to see. She's just come back from injury when she was playing for England out in France. She picked up a little break in her hand, so this is actually her first game back since France, so really set her standard and set the pace today as well.
So Bradford Bulls women's team then lead here in the Challenge Cup final, 46 points to the Featherstone Rovers team of 12. Featherstone go for a little short kick on this restart. That's collected by Jess Cortman. Jess Cortman will run inside. She'll go again, looking to drop a shoulder and find a little bit of a gap, but she's wrapped up by 3 Featherstone tacklers there. Now, again, I think she's got a little bit of, I think she's caught one for her troubles there, as Jess, unfortunately, but she's brave enough and strong enough to stand up. She raves the referee away to say, leave me alone, I'm all right. And
just touch and go with that wrist. She's just come back. It's still going to be a little bit sore, a bit delicate, maybe. Maybe psychologically you're always a little bit worried about coming back, but hopefully that's nothing, and she can brush it off and carry on.
Well, hopefully so. And again, she's up, she's brave enough. But Featherstone now have the ball from a Bradford error, and that will see them just shy of the Bradford Bulls 40 metre line then, wanting to set something up on the first tackle and get something going to try and stem the flow of this Bradford attack that's seen them post some good points today so far in the second half. Then what will Featherstone do here? Danica, do you see like, you're looking at this now, and again Featherstone will get a penalty, The touch judge comes on waving his flag to alert the referee. But what I was going to say is, looking at the body language of the Featherstone players, do you think, well, playing against them, right, we really do need to take it to them now, or is it a thing that, well, we're not home and dry yet?
Well, this is the thing, the score's looking great, and the Featherstone body language isn't great. They haven't made that many changes, and maybe that's been a little bit crucial in where they're stood now. But I just, it is a great score, but I'd never ever think that I've got one over on Featherstone. There's some phenomenal players, and if nothing else, they're going to give you a good hard hit when they make the contact.
Well, Featherstone come up with a knock on over on the far stand side. So that will see Bradford get possession from the scrum. The scrum will form 20 metres in and 10 metres away from the Bradford try line. This will need a settling set, I think, from Bradford to take the first drive and get a little position, then get a couple of forwards to take maybe 1-2 drives after that, and then look for the backline play to come in. Would you agree, Danica?
Yeah, let's just hit it up the middle. Tire out the forwards a little bit, maybe get a little bit sloppy in defence, and then we'll utilise that and hit the gaps out wide, hopefully.
So Bradford then now managing to make their way up to their own 20 metre line with the first drive of this set of 6. Now we see Savannah will go. She's got some great speed of Savannah. She beats 1, she beats 2, then she's wrapped up by two further Featherstone tacklers who'll come in and again certainly wanting to give the young starlet a bit of a facial there.
Yeah, I know. And this is the thing about the girls. It's great camaraderie off the pitch, and we'll all be friends. But on the pitch, they're not going to give anybody a necessarily easy ride. And Savannah's new to the game. She's come on. Everyone knows about her now. Everyone knows that she's a little bit of a weapon we've got now. So they're going to try and slow her down maybe and try get into her mind a little bit. But it's not working. Savannah's really composed, really great, and really skillful. So hopefully she'll just keep pushing forward and just proving that she's not bothered.
Certainly one for the future, and again, a great prospect and a great player to have in this Bradford Bulls women's team. Bradford come up with a knock on. That will see the scrum down and the head and feed go to Featherstone. Featherstone then break from the scrum and manage to make their way deep into the Bradford half. We now sit just 30 metres short of the Bradford Bulls try line. Featherstone on the next second tackle then will again ask questions of this Bradford defence, but Bradford standing strong, managing to wrap up their Featherstone play, and Featherstone scrum half now will go, and that's another bone crunching tackle there from is that Charlotte Oil?
That was Beth Sutcliffe there.
Beth Sutcliffe then.
Yeah, just
bone crunching tackle there, and Featherstone certainly now sit just shy of the Bradford Bulls try line. What can they do? They run the play back towards the sticks, but then step back towards this near stand side and near stand tram line. But again, that's another good tackle from the Bradford defence. Fifth and last tackle. Featherstone trying everything they can to get over the line, but the referee has now said that Bradford Bulls were offside. That will give possession back on the last tackle to Featherstone, and Featherstone will go again and re-rack the queue, if you like, and ready to play again, Danica, on this set.
I'm not sure really what was going on there. We're close to the try line. We know where the line is, and I'm not quite sure if it was offside or not, but we just need to compose ourselves and reset our defensive line. It's given us a bit of time, if nothing else. Yeah,
well, our vision is slightly obscured here on the side that we're commentating from. But Featherstone now go towards the centre sticks. Featherstone will be hurled up, I think, just short of the line, but massing out in numbers, trying to spot the gap over on the far stand side. Featherstone work the ball there. That's another good tackle from Amy Hardcastle. Comes in and absolutely prolapses her opposite Featherstone number there.
Yeah, great drift defence there by Bradford to stop that.
But Featherstone again will come again in search of a try to try and make the scoreline look a little bit more respectable in their favour. But Bradford's defence remaining strong so far. A little bit of a netball pass. I'd call that one, Danica. Again, Featherstone looking for runners, but there's actually nobody there to carry the play on. But they now manage to force the ball wide, but we'll see Featherstone score.
It looks like, I'm not sure if the question whether Kaylee was in touch there or not. She got tackled, and it looks like he has given the try there. I would have said that she slid out just about, but who knows?
Well, it was certainly debatable, but taking nothing away from Featherstone there. At one point, it seemed like they didn't have any runners, and they were struggling to find somebody to actually keen enough to take on the ball.
Yeah,
Danica.
I mean, all credit to Featherstone there. Their passes were no way pretty, and a little bit scrappy at times, and yeah, like you say, very netball-like. But they managed to get the ball across the field pretty swiftly, which resulted in that. I think it was Grace Field then that put on a great pass over to Kaylee Bum on the wing, and managed to edge in the corner.
So Featherstone Rovers then do cross for a try. Bradford remain on 48 points. That will push Featherstone Rovers to 16 points with a kick to come. And is it now? Is that a little bit? Could that be too little, too late? Do we think? Or
I reckon so now.
Yeah.
And obviously wanting to go in Bradford's favour, I'm hoping so, but. Kind of gives Bradford a little bit moment. We'll take our time now, compose ourselves, and this is a massive kick from the touchline now.
It certainly is. It certainly is. So we wait for the Featherstone goal kicker then to try and convert this one. This will see her with a third conversion of the afternoon if she's successful. Featherstone Rovers go back towards their own sticks. That is going to drift wide. So the score now remains Bradford Bulls 46, Featherstone Rovers 16 here in the Women's Challenge Cup final, brought to you live on BCB 106.6 FM, the home of live sport in Bradford. I'm Pete Dutton, and alongside me today has been Danica Prim. Danica, have you enjoyed this so far?
Yeah, it's been nice. It's been nail-biting at times. I'm not sure the scoreboard really reflects the competition that Featherstone have put up against us. We've just had some really great breaks, with our girls finding the gaps and working together.
Yeah, certainly have, and again, as you say, can't take anything away from this Featherstone team. A little short kick off there, and that is a knock on, but that will see Savannah pick up the ball and get Bradford onto the front foot then, and again, that worked well. The little short kick off there called for by Kirsty Maroney. Kirsty then feeds the ball now in centre field, which will see Bradford go again on a little cross-field run, now centre field. So obviously getting set for a bit of a set play and a bit of a set move, bringing in the forward packs now, that will see Bradford slowly but surely edge their way towards a Featherstone Rovers 20-metre line.
It looks like Featherstone there are holding down the floor and quite long there, but it doesn't seem to be picked up at the minute.
Yeah, they're certainly slow to clear the ruck, aren't they, on a number of occasions. Anyway, we see Jess Cortman then is wrapped up in the tackle as she tries to force her way towards the line, but Bradford again will still go hunting in numbers and search of another try to wrap up this one against this Featherstone Rovers team. Where can they go? A little cheeky pass there. Sees Kirsty Maroney now. Kirsty will go, and she has scored another little cheeky scrum half try.
I know, yeah.
She is so cheeky. I've got to admit, Danica, she just. I'm really, really impressed with her. And again, as a former scrum half myself, she's got a little bit of cheek, and I admire that.
Well, she's our little pint-sized player there, is our Kirsty Maroney. She's known amongst the dwarf of the team. Can't be much bigger than 4 foot, and manages to find all the little gaps in the play there. But I'll be honest with you, I thought when Lois went back to the short side, I thought it might have been a bit of a bad decision, because the gaps, if you looked up, were on that left open side there. So, but it's paid off, and all credit to Lois there.
Yeah, well, you've got to give credit, and you've got to give credit to every single one of the women's team for the Bradford Bulls that's out there on this pitch, and have been on this pitch today, because they have put in a good, solid performance. Started a little bit shaky, managed to get settled, then turned on the pressure and turned up the heat and racked up the points, and then obviously we had the break the second half, come back, let Featherstone sort of like come back into it a little bit to a certain extent, but for all intents and purposes, when they've needed to, if you like, put the foot on the throat, for want of a better usage, they've managed to do that, haven't they? And put the Featherstone Rovers team to the sword.
Yeah, absolutely, and obviously good chat there when Featherstone scored their try to talk about the kick-off and how it's going to be played.
Well, that's a conversion that's missed. Unfortunately, Jess Cortman misses that one, but the final whistle goes, and that sees a massive invasion of Bradford Bulls players as they run onto this park. That is a fantastic fantastic win for the Bradford Bulls women's team, making history not only for themselves, but every single one of those players is now a history maker. Also making history for the Bradford Bulls club. Steeped in history. This is absolutely fantastic. I'm nearly to tears here. I really am, Danica.
Yeah.
That is brilliant. Absolutely phenomenal. A fantastic display and a fantastic, well worth win for the Bradford Bulls.
I'm just bursting with pride, and I think they've just played out of their skins there. You know, there was loads of individual performances, but as a team they played great. I'm absolutely gutted to not be on the pitch with them, you know, and not to have been able to play any of that with them. But yeah, we've got the score, we've got the win, and we're now our first bit of silverware in the cabinet.
Well, I know it doesn't mean much, but we always do on BCB give a man of the match performance. I'm going to say player of the match in this occasion. And we always give that honour to our co-presenter, Danica. I'm not going to put you on the spot, but if you could certainly single out, I mean, to me, I would say the entire team today. I think every single one of them has stood up and been counted.
Yeah, absolutely. There's loads of individual performances. You know, for me, like, I'm not sure if I could call it a player of the game, but you've got Lois, who's been set in the game. You've got Kirsten Maroney, who has just found so many little gaps, but then you've got the likes of Amy Hardcastle, Shona Hoyle and Jess Portman, who have all managed to finish off that, you know, that find the gaps and finish off the plays and get the tries. But yeah, I'm going to have to try not to be so indecisive. I'm going to go, my player of the game today is definitely going to be Shona Hoyle, I think.
And certainly, you know, now we see your teammates, the Bradford Bulls women's team, go towards the mass ranks of the Bradford Bulls fans, who have now got a bit of silverware to celebrate this season.
Oh, phenomenal. And do you know what? That crowd is incredible. It's getting me a little bit emotional, if I'm honest with you, and you know, to walk over there and just to have, you know, that real representation of people like cheering after you, and they were just as desperate as the girls were to get the win, and you know, it's
the winner today is Women's Rugby League.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And do you know what? It's a great to raise the profile of the game, to get such a crowd out, to get loads of support out here, you know, and have you guys here commentating on it. You know, it just means so much more, and a game is growing, and to have it, the World Cup played alongside the men, it's just a great year, and let's see it grow from strength to strength from now on.
Well, I think one of your teammates has just been given the player of the game. I don't know who it was while we were chatting. I sort of had my back to play there, but no doubt that's something else to celebrate. And Bradford have been fully worth this victory. I know we may sound a bit biased in our commentary, and I mean I'm a Bradford lad through and through, and I love Bradford Bulls. I love anything to do with rugby league in Bradford. And again, you know, the women's team have shown that it is something to be proud of, and the game is growing. And now we will see the Bradford Bulls team go up to collect their winning medals, as the Bradford Bulls mass ranks of fans rightly sing out loud and proud and wave the flags over on the far stand side. So again, the women picking up their winners' medals.
Yeah, indeed.
And again, it's great sight to see. It's an historic moment, as we've said. We can't play that down, and we wait for all the players to get their medals, and then what we should see is a trophy presented to the team captain. Does that be Kirsty? And you can't take anything. The trophy's lifted aloft, the players celebrate, the fans go crazy, and this is a scene to behold here at Heworth. Congratulations to the Bradford Bulls women's team, running out 50 points to 16 victors against the Featherstone Rovers team.